I'm going to show you how to use the warping square. First, you need to plug it in. And I am warping 16 yards, so I've looked on my chart and figured out that I need to use diagram B. So that's what I'll be showing. You want to take your yarn, and I have 4 different colors here I'm working with. I'm going to start out with 2. And I have my extra mini reed in the reed holder, and this just helps with tangles. Okay, so when I have my yarn, I want to make sure that the reed is in here and it's at the top. And I put the yarn in the yarn holder. And since I'm using diagram B, I want to go around this peg and under this peg and then up over the arm. I'm not using a cross with this. If you're using a cross, this is where you would make the cross, and then you would go over your arm. I reset my counter, and I want to do 6 rotations. So I start. And when the counter hits 6, I bring the reed to the top, push all my yarn back, so it's nice and neat. And then I go through the reed. I'm putting 2 yarns per section. And then every time you go through the reed, you want to go back down through the yarn holder and restart your peg. So you go over this one, under this one, and back over the arm. So every time you want to go through reed, yarn holder, and then do your pattern through the pegs. Reset my counter. And if it goes past a little bit, you can just move it back and go through your reed, down through the yarn counter.
Clip.
Clip, yarn clip. Back up and make sure you push all your yarn back so it's nice and neat. Reset the counter. And you keep doing this until you have reached your amount you need in your reed for your sectional beam or your chain if you're working a chain.
Action.
I'm at my last round. And I'm just gonna hold that in underneath the clip and grab my scissors. What you want to do is cut this. Cut all of these. These are all the yarns that are coming from the reed. And I leave about 4 inches there. And then you pull them through the top. You want to keep them in the reed. And I tie a knot here. This is what I'll connect to my sectional. You can just pull these out and take this reed out. Set it on top of my yarn. Move that out of the way. Now you want to advance this because you're going to put this reed into here. Take my little puppy out. And you want to make sure the yarn doesn't fall out. And put the clip back in so it doesn't fall out while you're working. Now I'm going to move it into position to my sectional beam so I can wind this on. If you're making a chain, you can just start to make your chain from here. And there's various ways to do this. I connect mine to these strings. And you're going to position it so that it goes right through your sections. Don't see my yarn here. Okay. So I start it, and I have set the tension at the beginning, and I haven't changed this throughout the whole process. So the tension is the same for each section, so it winds at the same speed. Okay, just twist that so the knot faces in. And if you get a little twisting here, it's easy enough to just fix that. And you want to make sure it falls right in between the two pegs without bunching up on either side. If you have a wider section or more yarns, you can tilt this and it will adjust the width. I'm doing 20 EPI, so it's pretty good straight on. And you keep going until you hit the end.
I'm gonna push this back like you did. Push it back.
Okay, thanks, babe.
So it's not staying.
And if it gets off track, you can just move it with your fingers a little bit. That's the last one that needs to go on. Okay, so when you've hit the end, what you want to do is take this out of the yarn clip. I like to get rid of the extra yarn that I cut off. And you still want to keep some tension on this. If you have your cross, you can pull the yarn through until you get your cross where you want and then tie it off.
You need to put some oil on that loom, Julie.
I know. Okay. And just feed it on. Then you're done. I usually take these down, but this yarn seems to just be magically staying there, so I haven't done that. The end.